Andrew Henley is the director here at the Newcastle Library, and when I found out that this was going to be here, I mean, I can't imagine that this is right here in Newcastle. How did you get the monks to come here?
When I was a student at Westminster College, I actually saw them do a sand mandala. For the whole week, they were doing this mandala right in the student center. And it was such an impactful experience for me that I was wanting to make sure that members of Newcastle also had a similar experience. They are from Atlanta, Georgia. It's part of a center for the Drepung Loseling Monastery. And so we asked them what times they might have available. We contacted them a while ago just to make sure we secured them. And so they said that they had time. And so we actually structured our spring cultural series around religious experiences of the world. And so this was the culminating event for our spring cultural series. We've partnered with our youth-led humanities program, and so today children were actually using some of the sand and doing their own sand painting. This was part of a funding through the PA Humanities and the Arts and Education at the Hoy and many of our other sponsors that we were able to make this possible.
Well, you know, the world is just so small now. I mean, you know, and to expose everyone to all these different cultures, it's really interesting.
So we started our cultural series. The fall cultural series of last year focused on death and dying, which,
ooh,
yeah.
Okay, you had to lighten up a little.
So our spring cultural series focused on religious experiences of the world. And so we saw it as a wonderful opportunity to expose people to many of the local organizations, such as the Sisters of the Villa Maria. And then we also focused on the Quakers, which were here in Lawrence County, right on the Ohio-Pennsylvania line near Lowville. We showed artifacts that were dug up in the 70s by Dr. White, who was a professor at YSU. And so this component that we're trying to really embrace, that programming angle.
Bringing a lot of history too from our area that is forgotten.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know there was Quakers here. See,
yes,
I just learned something today. So at the very end, when it is destroyed,
dismantled,
a lot of times they throw it into a water body. Where would they put this?
So we've looked at our creeks and rivers here in Newcastle, and unfortunately the banks are so steep.
Yes.
And so we are actually going to be doing the dismantling here on site, and then individuals would be able to take some of the sand home with them.
And then what will that symbolize? Like when you take that, what does that meaning?
Yeah, so it's part of the meditation that they experience by doing the mandala. And then at the end, understanding the destruction of the mandala. For me, I saw it as sad because it was some great piece of art that we just destroyed.
Gone, right.
But you know, when we think of life as temporary, and when we think of our time here as temporary, and that's how I interpret it. Yeah.
This is Gabby, and she's the Adult Services Librarian here. And congratulations, she just got her library science degree.
Thank you.
You must be very proud.
I'm very excited about that, yeah.
And what are you seeing that, you know, draws the adults back to the library?
Yeah, so we have really a wide variety of programs, and we're really open to doing just about anything if we think there's interest in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, our biggest one is we do a spring and a fall cultural series. Of course, you've heard all about the spring cultural series, but the fall cultural series that happened last fall the theme was death and dying. So we had a professor from Westminster College came and talked about different like folklore surrounding death and dying. We had the local coroner come in.
Why did you choose library sciences for a major?
So for my undergrad, I was a history and political science major because history is really my true love for everything. But after undergrad, I kind of, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself, and a position opened at the local library in Sharon, which is where I used to work. And so I went there, I was like, I'll try it out. Like, I loved going to the library, I loved doing that type of work. And it turns out, okay, I love this. I can see myself doing this. And so then, I went and I got my degree and went back to school for a library science degree. And then the position opened up here, and this, there's so many opportunities here. As Andrew told you, we are doing something all the time, multiple things all the time. So it really is a great opportunity to work with all the books, with all the different types of programming that we do. part of our role is to make sure that we are evolving for those community needs. So, we have access through our district system, through Libby, for ebooks, audiobooks. We have, public computer access to Ancestry.com, to do genealogy research. And we have people in this library from open to close using all of those resources.
Well, the Newcastle Public Library is hosting the Tibetan monks, and they are behind us right now making a mandala. And Taewong is the interpreter, and you are in the States for 2 years right now, visiting from India.
Right, in last year, in 2024, we arrived here in the USA. So from February 2024, we travel in North America.
And are you enjoying all the different spots that
Yes,
you're going
yes,
to
yes,
here? Because I know a lot of people are interested in
Yes,
having
okay.
you here.
Yes,
Do you bring the sand and the colored sand with you, or do you make it here?
yeah, we
in the
bring it
States?
from in India. We met in India, and we bring it from India.
And then all the colors, where do you draw them from? Is it more of is it a ceremonial type feel when you?
No, actually, these
dye it?
are the marble crush marble, right? Sorry, crush marble. So we add with the watercolor. No, we are using non-toxin color because when we complete the mandala, we have to pour the sand into blessing sand into the water.
So after the design is laid, it always begins in the center and then moves out. Is there symbolism
Yes,
behind
yeah,
that?
yes, please. It's a mandala is an early Indian language. Literally translated as a center and surrounding, right? So it's it's a 2-dimension. In a 3-dimension, it's a palace. It's a palace of specific Buddha deities, Outwardly, it's just a palace, but inner meaning is a long, profound meaning of this mandala. So there is why some scholars also saying it's a roadmap to enlightenment. So the center one is our destination. For that one, what kind of practice we have to do? This mandala will show us. You can see the 3 circles, last one, 3
Yes.
circles. This symbolize the 3 principal paths of enlightenment. So these are the Buddhist, foundation of practice. Renunciation, bodhicitta,
Renunciation.
and way of thought, emptiness. These are the foundation. Enlightenment is not just a thing that someone give it to you as a gift, So we have to effort, we have to cultivate inner qualities like love, compassion, kindness. When you practice these things, then at some point we can say that, oh, now you are on this path, you are very close to enlightenment. It's like that. So this will show us. That's why you're saying that it's a roadmap to enlightenment.